Good afternoon. This is Casey Rigner. I'm the PIO for Allegheny County Department of Emergency Services. I'm joined with Colton Milcarrick from the National Weather Service office here in Pittsburgh. We have a special event coming up tomorrow. President Biden will be visiting the Pittsburgh area, and we do have the risk for some severe storms. So I'll let Colton take it away with the forecast.
Yeah, sure. Casey, thank you for having me. I'll go ahead and talk a little bit more about that here in the presentation. So here is the hazardous weather briefing for tomorrow. The main topics are going to be there is a low probability of severe storms in the afternoon, with the higher risk, in fact, a 2 out of 5 risk for severe storms coming in the evening time in Ohio, and then a 1 out of 5 risk here for Pennsylvania. This is right now what the map looks like. Again, this risk is going to primarily be driven by storms that occur in Pittsburgh after 6 p.m. So we have a 2 out of 5 risk over there in Ohio. All threats are currently on the table in these storms: isolated tornadoes, large hail damaging winds, and locally heavy downpours that may result in some flash flooding. As far as timing goes, we're going to look very quickly at the probability of lightning going from up here in the top left corner. This is 12 p.m., 2 p.m., and then 4 p.m. You start to see chances of lightning increasing in the afternoon. These would be storms that would form ahead of that cold front that is, again, the most hazardous part of the day. Lower probability of severe storms, but a non-zero probability of lightning in the afternoon if you do get caught in any storms. That higher chances really approach in the evening time. The earliest we could foresee storms right now crossing the Pennsylvania border would be 6 p.m., but that is subject to change as we go off into tomorrow. And here is 8 p.m. when the hazards really start ramping up here in eastern Ohio. Again, mention that tornado risk. There's currently a 2 to 4% chance of a tornado within 25 miles of any point. Again, this is primarily after 6 p.m. for Pittsburgh. There's currently a 15 to 29% chance in Ohio, but a 5 to 14% chance of damaging winds. That's winds greater than 58 miles per hour. And right now, a 5 to 14% chance of severe hail. Again, this is primarily after 6 p.m. The one thing also to consider, and this is going to be for most of the daytime too, with how wet we've been recently, it's not going to take much to produce flash flooding locally. So we'll have to keep an eye out. There's a marginal risk for excessive rainfall tomorrow, and this would be in any storm that occurs. Again, when we're talking flash flooding, we're not as much thinking rivers, we're thinking creeks and streams.
Okay,
All
Colton,
right.
thank you. So the good news here is for, the presidential visit tomorrow, a lot of this stuff looks to be late evening. So maybe even after that evening commute, maybe even post sunset or around sunset coming up tomorrow. Our primary threats, should we see some downpours and those thunderstorms, the possibility for flash flooding is low, but it's still there. Severe weather threats could see strong winds, possibly some hail tomorrow. I know all modes are possible, but here within the county, that seems to be about right for tomorrow?
Yes. Here in Pittsburgh City, again, the earliest we could foresee any of the most severe storms occurring would be sometime around 6 p.m., although the most likely time would be between 8 and 9 p.m.